Pugs are living, wheezing proof that humans value cute over cruelty. Bred to suffer all for our obsession with their deformed faces. Pugs are adored worldwide for their wrinkled faces, big eyes, and playful personalities. But beneath their cute exterior lies a disturbing truth. Centuries of selective breeding have turned them into a genetic disaster, plagued by breathing difficulties, eye problems, and a host of other health issues. Once bred for loyalty, these dogs are now prisoners of human vanity, struggling for every breath in a body designed for suffering. Yet despite mounting evidence of their health crises, the demand for pugs continues to rise, fueled by social media, celebrity culture, and an obsession with their adorable deformities. So how did we get here? And more importantly, how do we stop this cycle of cruelty? Ancient Chinese origins. The pug's origins trace back to ancient China, where it was revered not just as a pet, but as a symbol of power, prestige, and exclusivity. However, what began as a cherished companion for emperors soon turned into a genetic experiment driven by human aesthetics rather than health, a fate that would shape the breed for centuries to come. The pug's earliest ancestor, the Lo Qiangsu, commonly shortened to Lo Su, was a small, smooth-coated dog with a short muzzle, compact build, and distinctive wrinkles. Unlike the Pekingese, which was equally treasured in Chinese palaces but had a long, flowing coat, the Lo Tzu was bred specifically for its flattened face, deep wrinkles, and stocky frame. By the time of the Song dynasty that lasted from 960 to 1279 CE, these dogs had reached the height of their influence, as Chinese breeders meticulously refined their physical traits, emphasizing their short noses, round heads, and excessive skin folds. These small dogs weren't just companions, they were status symbols, reserved for imperial families and high-ranking officials. They lived in absolute luxury, attended by personal caretakers, and were often gifted as diplomatic offerings to foreign royals. Unlike most working breeds, which were bred for hunting, herding, or protection, pugs existed solely to be admired. Their wrinkles were deliberately sculpted to resemble the first character in the Chinese word for prince, or Wang Su, further solidifying their association with nobility. Beyond the imperial courts, the pug also found a home in Tibetan monasteries, where Buddhist monks kept them as meditative companions. Their calm and affectionate nature made them ideal for spiritual settings, where they were believed to bring peace and positive energy. Some historical accounts even suggest that Tibetan monks bred these dogs selectively for temperament rather than physical traits, favoring their serene and devoted personalities. The journey to Europe. By the 16th century, the pug had begun its next transformation, leaving behind the opulent palaces of China's emperors and stepping into the grand halls of European nobility. No longer just a carefully bred imperial treasure, the pug was about to become a political player, a royal favorite, and a living fashion statement. The breed's arrival in Europe was no accident. It was the result of global trade and shifting power dynamics. The Dutch East India Company, one of the most dominant trading empires of the time, brought these small, wrinkle-faced dogs from China to the Netherlands, where they immediately captured the attention of Dutch aristocrats. Unlike the large hunting dogs favored by European royals, these exotic, flat-faced creatures were different, small, expressive, and bred purely for companionship. However, the pug's rise in Europe was not just about aesthetic appeal. It was also a symbol of loyalty and intrigue. In 1572, the breed earned its place in Dutch history when a pug named Pompey reportedly saved Prince William the Silent from an assassination attempt. According to legend, Pompey barked and scratched the prince's tent, waking him just in time to evade his would-be killers. This heroic act secured the pug's status as the official dog of the House of Orange, making it not just a pet, but a royal icon. By the late 17th century, pugs had spread further across Europe, arriving in England in 1688 when William III and Mary II brought their beloved dogs with them as they ascended the English throne. Their presence at court elevated the breed's prestige, and soon pugs were gracing the homes of British aristocracy, appearing in portraits and royal events. It is believed that during this period, pugs were crossbred with the old-type King Charles Spaniel, influencing the Spaniel's flatter face and compact build. This crossbreeding didn't just change the Spaniel, it also demonstrated the Pug's growing influence on the evolution of European companion breeds. Beyond England, Pugs became the ultimate status symbol among the elite. In Spain, they were immortalized in the works of Francisco Goya, their curious, wrinkled faces peering from the canvases of noble families. In Italy, they rode at the front of carriages, dressed in elaborate clothing that matched their owners' luxurious outfits, not because they needed protection, but simply as a display of wealth and vanity. But perhaps no story captures the Pug's growing significance more than that of Josephine Bonaparte, the wife of Napoleon. During the French Revolution, while imprisoned at Les Carmes, Josephine relied on her pug Fortune to smuggle secret messages to her family. As the only visitor allowed to see her, Fortune became not just a pet, but a trusted messenger, proving that pugs weren't just lapdogs, they were survivors, political tools, and symbols of unwavering loyalty. By the end of the 17th century, the pug had firmly established itself as Europe's most fashionable and sought-after breed. It had gone from an exclusive imperial companion in China to a fixture of royal courts and aristocratic homes across Europe. Their small size, expressive faces, and human-like devotion made them a favorite among nobles and social elites, not just as pets, but as symbols of power, sophistication, and indulgence. But as their popularity grew, so did the demand to exaggerate their features. The pug's transformation was far from over. What began as a royal treasure was now on a path to becoming a genetic experiment fueled by human obsession. 18th to 19th century. By the 18th century, the pug had fully embedded itself into European aristocracy, no longer just a royal novelty but a cultural icon of high society. However, as the breed's popularity soared, so did human intervention, shaping it into a carefully crafted companion whose exaggerated features were prioritized over its health. In Britain, pugs became a symbol of refinement and loyalty, often appearing in art and literature. One of the breed's most famous admirers was William Hogarth, an English painter and satirist, whose 1745 self-portrait prominently featured his beloved pug, Trump. Meanwhile, in Italy, pugs weren't just pampered pets, they were rolling fashion accessories. English socialite Hester Piozzi, while traveling through Italy in the late 18th century, remarked how noble families frequently paraded their pugs in their carriages, often dressed to match their owners. But the most significant transformation of the breed came in the 19th century, when Queen Victoria took a personal interest in pugs, becoming one of the most influential forces in shaping the modern breed. Unlike previous royals who simply owned them, Victoria personally bred and raised her own pugs, favoring fawn and apricot-colored dogs with distinct black masks. Some of her most famous pugs include Pedro, Venus, and Fatima, all of whom became the foundation for modern breed standards. However, her influence went beyond personal preference. She helped establish the Kennel Club in 1873, which set formal breed standards that encouraged exaggerating the pug's features, pushing the breed further toward the compact, short-faced appearance we see today. It was during this period that breeders intensified the pug's physical transformation, leading to the emergence of two dominant bloodlines in Britain: the Morrison pugs, which were short-muzzled, compact, and stocky, and the Willoughby pugs, which were taller, longer-faced, and bore more resemblance to their ancient Chinese ancestors. While the Willoughby line eventually faded, the Morrison pug thrived, becoming the blueprint for the modern breed. As the demand for a more refined pug grew, breeders in the 19th century experimented with crossbreeding pugs with English bulldogs, hoping to broaden their heads and flatten their muzzles further. While this enhanced the pug's distinctive face, it also introduced serious respiratory issues and structural problems, marking the beginning of lifelong health complications. Some of these crossbred pugs also inherited bulldog-like temperament traits, making them more assertive and dominant, qualities that had to be carefully bred out over time to restore the breed's affectionate and playful nature. However, despite these early warning signs, breeders continued to push for aesthetic exaggeration, believing that flatter faces and deeper wrinkles were more desirable, setting the stage for the health crisis the breed faces today. A pivotal moment in the breed's genetic shift occurred in 1860, when British and French troops during the Second Opium War looted Beijing's old summer palace and brought back a small, stocky breed known as the Hapa dogs. These dogs had shorter legs, flatter muzzles, and a compact, almost square build, significantly shaping the final evolution of the modern pug. Their arrival in Britain and France forever altered the breed's physical characteristics, making them even more exaggerated in form. Around the same time, the black pug variant emerged as a fashionable alternative to the dominant fawn-colored variety. Until the late 19th century, pugs were almost exclusively fawn, but that changed in 1886 when Lady Brassey, a British aristocrat, introduced several black pugs from China to Britain. Their unique appearance sparked interest among breed enthusiasts, adding a new layer of variety to an already selectively engineered breed. Pugs in America. By the late 19th century, the pug had already cemented its place as a symbol of aristocracy in Europe, but across the Atlantic it was about to embark on a new chapter, one that would transform it from a status symbol of the elite into a cherished companion for the everyday American family. No longer confined to royal courts and noble estates, the pug found a broader audience in the United States, where its small size, affectionate nature, and quirky personality made it a perfect fit for urban and suburban life alike. Unlike in Europe, where the breed had long been associated with royalty and wealth, pugs in America were embraced by a wider social spectrum, appealing to families, city dwellers, and even working-class households. Their comedic expressions and loyal disposition made them ideal companions, and it wasn't long before the breed gained official recognition. In 1885, the American Kennel Club formally registered the pug, making it one of the first toy breeds to be recognized in the United States. This milestone solidified its place in American canine history, marking the beginning of its meteoric rise in popularity. As pugs became a household favorite, dedicated enthusiasts worked to promote and preserve the breed, leading to the establishment of the Pug Dog Club of America in 1931. This organization was instrumental in setting breed standards, providing resources for responsible breeding and elevating the pug's presence in competitive dog shows. While many breeds struggled for attention in the ever-growing world of purebred dogs, the pug stood out, not for speed or hunting prowess, but for its charm, intelligence, and unwavering companionship. One of the greatest milestones in the pug's American journey came in 1981, when a pug named Dandy's favorite, Woodchuck, became the first and only pug to win Best in Show at the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, the most prestigious dog competition in the country. This victory placed the pug firmly in the spotlight, proving that despite its compact size and playful demeanor, it could compete with the most refined and traditionally celebrated breeds. The impact of Woodchuck's win extended beyond the show ring. It fueled an explosion in the breed's popularity, drawing even more Americans toward the quirky, wrinkled-faced charm of the pug. But it wasn't just the show circuit that helped the pug dominate American culture. As the 20th century progressed, the breed became a cultural icon, appearing in films, advertisements, and literature. Celebrities and historical figures alike became obsessed with pugs, further cementing their status as America's favorite lapdog. Among the notable figures to own pugs was Harriet Beecher Stowe, author of Uncle Tom's Cabin, who frequently wrote about her two pugs, Punch and Missy, in her personal letters. Hollywood, too, capitalized on the breed's expressive face and comedic presence, frequently featuring pugs in TV shows, advertisements, and films like Men in Black and The Secret Life of Pets, ensuring that their charming, goofy personalities reached millions. By the mid-20th century, pugs had transitioned from a luxury pet of the elite to a staple in American households. Their compact size, affectionate temperament, and adaptability to apartment living made them especially popular in urban environments, where they thrived as city dogs. Unlike larger breeds that required ample space and exercise, pugs were content with short walks and a warm lap, making them ideal for working families and retirees alike. Their playful and loyal nature endeared them to children and adults, securing their role as one of the most beloved family pets in America. As the 21st century arrived, the pug's popularity only continued to grow, fueled by social media and internet culture. With their oversized eyes, wrinkled faces, and comical expressions, pugs became the perfect breed for the digital age, taking over memes, viral videos, and celebrity pet accounts. Their photogenic nature and quirky personalities made them one of the most recognizable breeds online, ensuring that new generations of dog lovers would continue to fall for their charm. But as their popularity surged, so did concerns about their health and ethical breeding practices. Decades of selective breeding had exaggerated the pug's flat face and compact frame, leading to serious respiratory issues, eye problems, and mobility concerns. While the breed remained a cherished companion, an important question lingered. Could the pug's future be secured without sacrificing its health in the name of cuteness? Modern-day pugs. Today, the pug remains a beloved breed, known for its affectionate personality, comedic expressions, and deep bond with humans. However, behind the social media fame, celebrity endorsements, and viral videos, the breed faces serious health challenges, largely due to centuries of selective breeding that prioritized appearance over function. The once functional pug of ancient China has now been genetically pushed to its limits, with exaggerated features causing lifelong health complications. Despite this, the pug continues to rank among the top 30 most popular breeds in the United States, according to the American Kennel Club, and maintains a strong presence in Canada, the UK, Australia, and Japan. Over the last 5 years, its ranking has fluctuated, peaking at 27th in 2020 due to a surge in pandemic pet adoptions, but dropping to 31st by 2023, as awareness of brachycephalic health issues led some owners to reconsider the breed. However, the truth is, the modern pug is facing a health crisis. Decades of extreme breeding have resulted in brachycephalic airway syndrome, making it difficult for many pugs to breathe, exercise, and regulate body temperature. Their bulging eyes are prone to injuries, and their compact build often leads to joint problems and obesity. In response, several countries have introduced strict breeding regulations. The Netherlands effectively banned pug breeding in 2023, requiring healthier physical traits for future litters. Similar discussions have emerged in the UK, Germany, and Norway, where veterinarians and animal welfare groups are advocating for breeding reforms to reduce suffering. These regulations have sparked debates. While some argue that preserving the breed's traditional look is essential, others believe that prioritizing health over aesthetics is the only way to ensure the pug's survival. One of the most significant developments is the rise of the retro pug movement, which aims to restore the breed to a healthier state by reintroducing longer muzzles, fewer wrinkles, and stronger limbs. These efforts, which began gaining traction in 2006, have drawn support from veterinarians and ethical breeders who see it as a way to preserve the pug's playful nature while improving its health and longevity. However, purist breeders argue that retro pugs deviate too much from the established breed standard, raising concerns about whether the breed can evolve without losing its distinct identity. Despite these challenges, pugs remain a global phenomenon, dominating pop culture, advertising, and digital media. On Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, pugs are among the most shared dog breeds, with millions of views on videos showcasing their playful antics and charming personalities. Their presence in celebrity households, including stars like Paris Hilton and Gerard Butler, has only strengthened their cultural impact. However, with growing awareness of their health issues, the breed's future remains uncertain. The modern-day pug is at a turning point. While its popularity remains strong, its biological limitations are catching up, forcing the world to rethink what responsible breeding looks like. The pug's journey from Imperial lapdog to global favorite reflects its undeniable charm and deep bond with humans. For centuries, it has been celebrated for its loyalty, playful personality, and adaptability, securing its place as one of the world's most beloved breeds. However, modern breeding practices have turned its greatest asset, that is, its unique appearance, into its biggest vulnerability, leaving the breed struggling with serious health challenges. As awareness grows and calls for ethical breeding intensify, the pug stands at a critical moment in its history. Will it continue as a beloved companion with a healthier future, or will demand for exaggerated features push it further toward decline? The pug's legacy is one of love and resilience, but its survival now rests in the hands of those who truly care for its well-being. If you loved learning about the unique history of the pug, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more incredible stories about your favorite dog breeds. Have a pug of your own? Tell us all about their funny quirks and lovable antics in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.